So if you win, you said all that. If you win, I'm not out my contract. Let's make the fight happen. Since you was wanting to talk crazy, let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Gervonta Tank Davis completed his media workout for the Ryan Garcia fight, and as usual, he was asked some of the most ridiculous questions by old media. But before we get into some of those ridiculous questions, let me go ahead and surmise the situation. So you all know that before Gervonta Tank Davis fought Hector Garcia, he was already talking about who his next opponent would be, which was Ryan Garcia, right? He was extremely excited, to talk about fighting Ryan Garcia before he even beat Hector. Now that Gervonta has gotten Hector out of the way and he's fighting against Ryan Garcia next, the most logical next opponent would be against Devin Haney. They've been going back and forth, exchanging words for quite some time. Devin Haney is the undisputed champion with all of the belts. Both of them are involved in one of the most significant fights of the year, fighting back-to-back. While Gervonta is in the biggest fight, the biggest event of the year against Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney is fighting the man that old media recently had on the pound-for-pound list above Devin Haney. And before that, they even had him at number 1 on the pound-for-pound list over Terrence Crawford. Not to mention, Bob Arum said the man is greater than Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. This is who Devin Haney is fighting next. Which brings us to that ridiculous question that was asked at the media workout and how Gervonta Davis, he answered the question. So when there were any questions about Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, he completely disregarded them. He said no comment. Next question. But then when he gets asked about a possible fight against Naoya Inoue, he says this.
Yeah. I know it might sound crazy, but you brought up Inoue. Like, do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catch weight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Be crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like man. But I think I'd be too big for him.
Probably, yeah, because he's
I'd be too
22.
big for him. But that fight would be like,
it's like a dream fight.
Yeah.
Now listen, we already know when it comes to fantasy matches, that would be a great matchup, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Naoya Inoue. But the reality is that's never going to happen. So why even ask the question, especially when Inoue, he has a really, really tough assignment up next against Stephen Fulton, a fight that I'm sure he's going to lose. I keep telling you guys, I believe out of Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia, Stephen Fulton versus Inoue, and Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, I truly believe Stephen Fulton has the easiest fight. He has the easiest assignment. Not saying any of these fights will be easy, but I believe Inoue has more flaws than Ryan Garcia and Lomachenko does. So with that being said, Gervonta, he sounded extremely excited about a potential dream match with Naoya Inoue, but he completely wrote off any talks of Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, just Devin Haney at all. When it's ironic to me because these are the fights that even race fans are always talking about. If Devin is fighting against Lomachenko, they're saying, why won't you fight Gervonta? Why are you not fighting Shakur, right? They're always saying Gervonta needs to fight Shakur, Gervonta needs to fight Devin, and so on and so forth, right? Shakur needs to fight Devin, Shakur needs to fight Tank. Those are the biggest fights that can be made in the lightweight division outside of Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia. But for some reason, Gervonta is more excited and he's more interested in talking about a potential dream match against Naoya Inoue, who fights at 122. And last time I checked, Inoue said that that's going to be the last weight class he moves up to. He just moved from 118. So the way Gervonta is sounding, it doesn't look like Devin Haney will be his next opponent, assuming Gervonta beats Ryan Garcia. And it doesn't look like Shakur Stevenson is going to be his next opponent either. Now, when it comes to Devin Haney, if Devin Haney beats Vasyl Lomachenko, the man that they call greater than Ali, and Gervonta beats Ryan Garcia, do you guys know how big that would make Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney? Not only would it be a big event, but it would be a 50-50 fight. Going in, it would be perceived as far more competitive as Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia. Now, and I've always told you guys, it was always the smart idea for Gervonta to fight Ryan Garcia first, then fight the likes of Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, because that win over Ryan Garcia is going to make the Davis versus Haney or Shakur Stevenson fights much bigger. Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing today. So the bigger his wins are, the bigger his future fights will be, especially if it's an undisputed champion in his division. Forget about a fantasy match with Inoue. This is the real fight that can be made and would be for all the marbles. And even though I talk about how big the event would be, it really doesn't matter how big the event would be, because this is all about the best fighting the best and finding out who truly is the best lightweight in the world. It's like when you watch a fight at the Olympics. You'll notice certain countries have bigger crowds that are following them, right? The Cuban fighter, he might have a bigger crowd than, let's say, the Chinese fighter. But when they're in that gold medal match, it doesn't matter who has the biggest support team. It only matters what happens in that ring and who ends up winning the gold, right? Because at the end of the day, in any sport, we want to ultimately find out who is the best in that sport, who is the best in that division. There's no doubt both Gervonta and Devin Haney will be elevated on a pound-for-pound list, assuming they win their next fights. So the question is, to real boxing fans, who would you like to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight next, assuming he beats Ryan Garcia? That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
One of the most anticipated dog breedings has finally been confirmed. The pups from this pairing of Zeta and DMX will be born very soon. We are now accepting deposits. Our pups will come with ears cropped and a 2-year health guarantee. Get ahead of the pack on purchasing a puppy by contacting NWA Cane Corsos on Instagram at NWA Cane Corsos. Call or text 479-326-1603 with any questions. A guard dog is your first line of defense. These will be the right pups for the job.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.